Good afternoon. This is All India Radio. I am Valsa Williams and with me is Anuja Kumar with the Midday News. The headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi says Jal Jeevan Mission is a movement to empower women and rural India with active participation from everyone. Virtually launches Rashtriya Jal Jeevan Kosh and Jal Jeevan Mission mobile application. Prime Minister reiterates his government's commitment to empower small farmers in every way. Stresses upon need to make every youngster of the country self-reliant. Nation pays homage to Father of the Nation Mahatma Gandhi and former Prime Minister Bahadur Shastri on their birth anniversary today. Home Minister Amit Shah flags off 7,500-kilometre-long car rally by National Security Guards as part of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. UIDAI makes operational 55 Aadhaar enrolment and update centres across the country. India's COVID vaccination coverage crosses 90 crore mark, recovery rate at 97.86%. Bihar government to vaccinate 35 lakh people against coronavirus on the occasion of Gandhi Jayanti. In women's cricket, India consolidate their first innings against hosts Australia on third day of one-off test match in Queensland. And in IPL cricket, Mumbai Indians to take on Delhi Capitals in Sharjah, while Rajasthan Royals to face Chennai Super Kings in Abu Dhabi. As the nationwide free COVID-19 vaccination campaign at government facilities for those above 18 years is underway, we advise our young listeners to get vaccinated and also help others get vaccinated. We also advise our listeners not to lower their guard as COVID-19 remains a threat to our health. Please stay at home unless it is essential to go out and continue to follow these 3 simple steps. Wear a face mask, maintain 2 gaz ki duri for social distancing, focus on hand and face hygiene. For any COVID-related information and guidance, contact national helpline numbers 011-2397-8046 and 1075. And now the news in detail. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has described the Jal Jeevan Mission as a movement to empower women and rural India with Jan Bhagidari and active participation from everyone. Mr. Modi was interacting with Gram Panchayats and Pani Samitis across the country on Jal Jeevan Mission through video conferencing today.
मुझे खुशी है कि आज के दिन देश भर के लाखों गांवों के लोग ग्राम सभाओं के रूप में जल जीवन संवाद कर रहे हैं। ऐसे अभूतपूर्व और राष्ट्रव्यापी मिशन को इसी उत्साह और ऊर्जा से सफल बनाया जा सकता है। जल जीवन मिशन का विजन सिर्फ लोगों तक पानी पहुंचाने का ही नहीं है, ये डिसेंट्रलाइजेशन का भी एक बहुत बड़ा मूवमेंट है। ये विलेज ड्रिवन, विमेन ड्रिवन मूवमेंट है। इसका मुख्य आधार जन आंदोलन और जन भागीदारी है।
Mr. Modi said Gram Panchayats have been provided over 2,25,000 crore rupees to facilitate water and cleanliness. He said clean water and water scarcity are global issues. He urged the people of India to realize the importance of clean water.
सरकार द्वारा विशेषकर जल और स्वच्छता के लिए 2.25 लाख करोड़ रुपए से ज्यादा की राशि सीधे ग्राम पंचायतों को दी गई है। आज एक तरफ जहां ग्राम पंचायतों को ज्यादा से ज्यादा अधिकार दिए जा रहे हैं, दूसरी तरफ पारदर्शिता का भी पूरा ध्यान रखा जा रहा है।
On the occasion, the Prime Minister launched Rashtriya Jal Jeevan Kosh, where any individual, institution, corporate, be it in India or abroad, can contribute to help provide tap water connection in every rural household, school, Anganwadi centre, ashram shala and other public institutions. Mr. Modi also launched the Jal Jeevan Mission mobile application for improving awareness among stakeholders and for greater transparency and accountability of schemes. He said the Jal Jeevan Mission mobile app will facilitate answering queries on the quality of tap water and its supply and the surveillance framework related to the scheme.
जल जीवन मिशन को अधिक सशक्त, अधिक पारदर्शी बनाने के लिए आज कई और कदम भी उठाए गए हैं। जल जीवन मिशन ऐप, इस पर इस अभियान से जुड़ी सभी जानकारियां एक ही जगह पर मिल जाएगी। कितने घरों तक पानी पहुंचा, पानी की क्वालिटी कैसी है, वाटर सप्लाई स्कीम का पूरा विवरण, सब कुछ इस ऐप पर मिलेगा। आपके गांव की जानकारी उस पर होगी। वाटर क्वालिटी मॉनिटरिंग और सर्वेलेंस फ्रेमवर्क से वाटर क्वालिटी को बनाए रखने में बहुत मदद मिलेगी। गांव के लोग भी इसकी मदद से अपने यहाँ के पानी की शुद्धता पर बारीक नजर रख पाएंगे।
The Prime Minister said 5 crore households have been connected with water connections since the launch of Jal Jeevan Mission in 2019.
हमारे देश में सिर्फ 3 करोड़ घरों तक ही नल से जल पहुंचता था। 2019 में जल जीवन मिशन शुरू होने के बाद से 5 करोड़ घरों को पानी के कनेक्शन से जोड़ा गया है। आज देश के लगभग 80 जिलों के करीब 1.25 लाख गांवों के हर घर में नल से जल पहुंच रहा है। यानी पिछले 7 दशकों में जो काम हुआ था, आज के भारत ने सिर्फ 2 साल में उससे भी ज्यादा काम करके दिखाया है। वो दिन दूर नहीं जब देश की किसी भी बहन बेटी को पानी लाने के लिए रोज रोज दूर दूर तक पैदल चलकर नहीं जाना होगा।
Prime Minister Narendra Modi has reiterated that his government is committed to empowering the small farmers in every way. He said the centre has been saying right from the first day that on whichever point there is a disagreement on the farm laws, it is ready to sit together and discuss those issues. In a wide-ranging interview with an English weekly magazine, Mr. Modi said many meetings have also been held in this regard, but no one has come up so far with a specific point of disagreement that they want this to be changed. The Prime Minister questioned in such a large country as India whether it is possible to make a decision which is acceptable to 100% people. He said although if a decision is not acceptable to even a small number of people, they are not wrong. They may have their own genuine concerns, but if the decision is in larger interest, then it is the responsibility of the government to implement such a decision. The Prime Minister said there are political parties which will grandiosely make promises before elections, even put them in their manifestos, yet when the time comes to deliver on the same promises, the same parties and people do a complete U-turn and worse, spread the most malicious kind of misinformation on the promises they themselves had made. Mr. Modi said, if one looks at those who are opposing the pro-farmer reforms today, one will see the real meaning of intellectual dishonesty and Rajneetik Dhokadhari. The Prime Minister said these were the same people who wrote letters to Chief Ministers asking them to the exact same meaning that the central government has done. These were the same people who wrote in their manifesto that they would enact the same reforms. Yet just because some other political party, blessed by the will of the people, is enacting the same reforms, they have made a complete U-turn. Mr. Modi said that it is important that every youngster get opportunities. He also said opportunities do not merely refer to assistance that keeps them dependent, but the support that makes them self-reliant to fulfill their aspirations with dignity.
The nation is paying homage to the father of the nation, Mahatma Gandhi, on his 152nd birth anniversary today. A series of functions have been organized across the country and by Indian missions abroad. A Sarvadharm Prarthana Sabha was organized at his Samadhi Rajghat in the national capital. President Ramnath Kovind, Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu and Prime Minister Narendra Modi paid tributes to Mahatma Gandhi on his birth anniversary. The Prime Minister visited Rajghat to pay tribute to Bapu this morning. Lok Sabha Speaker Om Birla, Congress President Sonia Gandhi and Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal were among those who offered floral tributes. Mahatma Gandhi's birth anniversary is also observed as the International Day of Non-Violence. The nation is also remembering former Prime Minister Lal Bahadur Shastri on his 117th birth anniversary today. The Prime Minister also visited Vijay Ghat, the memorial of Lal Bahadur Shastri in the national capital, to pay him floral tributes. Union Minister for Information and Broadcasting as well as Youth Affairs and Sports, Anurag Singh Thakur, reached Sujanpur in Hamirpur district this afternoon as part of his scheduled two-day visit to Himachal Pradesh. More from our correspondent.
Anurag Singh Thakur participated in Swasthya Abhiyan at Nagrota Bagwa in Kangra district today morning. He will also inaugurate blood donation camp, health camp, felicitation ceremony and a cleanliness drive at Sujanpur this afternoon. The minister said the purpose of the visit is to assess the needs and requirement of the people. The union minister will also launch the 25th Nanghar at Dadla in Sujanpur, which provides service in the field of child malnutrition eradication, education, healthcare and women empowerment. The union minister will inaugurate various roads made under Pradhan Mantri Gram Sadak Yojana at 3 assembly constituencies of Hamirpur district. Apart from interacting with the local people, Anurag Singh Thakur will also participate in the Yuva Morcha Sammelan at Tawni Devi in Sujanpur tomorrow. Sanjeev Sundariyal, AIR News, Shimla.
Minister of State for Information and Broadcasting Dr. L. Murugan today visited All India Radio premises in New Delhi as part of Clean India campaign on the occasion of the birth anniversary of Mahatma Gandhi. During his visit, Dr. Murugan paid floral tributes to Mahatma Gandhi at his statue in the premises. He also participated in the cleanliness drive along with Prasar Bharati CEO Shashi Shekhar Vempati and Director General of All India Radio N. Venudhar Reddy. Speaking on the occasion, Dr. L. Murugan said the cleanliness has now become a people's movement.
Within 5 years, the whole country converted free ODF-free nation, and toilets are constructed throughout the government schools and all village levels. So it's a very big achievement of our government under leadership of Shri Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji. Now we started Swachhata Abhiyan too. Today on token we did a Swachhata work, myself and our CEO, DG, and we were all participated. So the whole year we have to maintain.
Prasar Bharati CEO Shashi Shekhar Vempati recalled that Mahatma Gandhi had visited All India Radio.
गांधी जी यहाँ एक बार आए थे, उनका रिकॉर्डिंग भी हुआ आकाशवाणी के स्टूडियो में. तो एक तरह से स्वच्छता को लेकर प्रेरणा हम गांधी जी से लेते हैं और आकाशवाणी इस इतिहास का साक्षी रहा है और बहुत आभार हूँ कि आज माननीय मंत्री जी आए यहाँ पर और सबको प्रेरणा दिया उन्होंने स्वच्छता के बारे में.
In Gujarat, prayer meets were held at several places this morning to pay tributes to Mahatma Gandhi. Chief Minister Bhupendra Patel participated in the prayer meet at Kirti Mandir in Porbandar, the birthplace of Mahatma Gandhi. After the prayer, Mr. Patel flagged off Swachhata Rath from Kirti Mandir. An all-faith prayer meet was also organized at Hriday Kunj, Bapu's home at the Sabarmati Ashram in Ahmedabad in the morning.
Gandhi Gramin Gurukul in Hosriti village in Haveri district of Karnataka teaches students the ideals practiced by Mahatma Gandhi. The residential school, situated on the banks of Varada River on 32 acres of land, was established on the 2nd of October in 1984 by Gudlappa Hallikeri, a Gandhian popularly known as the Iron Man of Karnataka. More from our correspondent.
Gandhi Gramina Gurukul is the living testimony to Gandhian way of life. All the ideals practiced by Mahatma and his thoughts are part of the curriculum here. Children wear khadi uniform, take up Swachhata Abhiyan within and outside their school premises. It is an abode that teaches students a simple, self-sustaining way of living. A Hindi teacher in the school, M.I. Chandi, spoke to AIR News.
Apart from the syllabus, the students also get education in agriculture, horticulture, dairy farming, spinning and weaving also. Students are getting 100% results in SSLC every year. Students got medals in Inspire Awards and 9 times science medals in national level competition. In sports also students get so many prizes. In agriculture exhibition, students got first prize in national level 5 times continuously.
The Gurukul imparts free education to the students from poor families, providing them free food, shelter and education. They are imparted quality education here and are molded into kind-hearted human beings. With Manjunath Gudisagar in Haveri, this is Sudhindra, AIR News, Bengaluru.
In Tamil Nadu, Governor R.N. Ravi and Chief Minister M.K. Stalin paid floral tributes to the portrait of Mahatma Gandhi in Chennai.
You are listening to the Midday News on All India Radio. A reminder of the headlines before we move on. Prime Minister Narendra Modi says Jal Jeevan Mission is a movement to empower women and rural India with active participation from everyone. Virtually launches Rashtriya Jal Jeevan Kosh and Jal Jeevan Mission mobile application. Prime Minister reiterates his government's commitment to empower small farmers in every way, stresses upon need to make every youngster of the country self-reliant. Nation pays homage to Father of the Nation Mahatma Gandhi and former Prime Minister Lal Bahadur Shastri on their birth anniversary today. Home Minister Amit Shah flags off 7,500-kilometer long car rally by National Security Guards as part of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. UIDAI makes operational 55 Aadhaar enrollment and update centers across country. India's COVID vaccination coverage crosses 90 crore mark, recovery rate at 97.86%. Bihar government to vaccinate 35 lakh people against coronavirus on the occasion of Gandhi Jayanti. In women's cricket, India consolidate their first innings against hosts Australia on third day of one-off test match in Queensland. And in IPL cricket, Mumbai Indians to take on Delhi Capitals in Sharjah, while Rajasthan Royals to face Chennai Super Kings in Abu Dhabi. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts.
चलो मिलकर एक शुरुआत करें, चलो एक फैसला आज करें, मात नहीं तो टोकेंगे, कोरोना को रोकेंगे, चलो एक इरादा करते हैं, चलो कुछ वादा करते हैं, मात नहीं तो टोकेंगे, कोरोना को रोकेंगे.
Welcome back to the Midday News. Home Minister Amit Shah today flagged off an all-India car rally of the National Security Guard, Sudarshan Bharat Parikrama, from the historic Red Fort in Delhi under the ongoing Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. The government is celebrating the Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav to revive and instill in today's youth the spirit and sacrifices of the unsung martyrs and freedom fighters. During its 7,500-kilometer-long journey, the National Security Guard car rally will pass through important and historical places associated with the freedom movement and freedom fighters of the country. The rally will end on the 30th of this month at the Police Memorial in New Delhi. Speaking on the occasion, Mr. Shah urged youth to contribute in the nation's development. He said several initiatives have been taken by the Narendra Modi government to make India Atmanirbhar.
देश के विकास में अपनी सहभागिता निश्चित करें. मोदी जी के नेतृत्व में देश के विकास का जो पथ निर्मित हुआ है, जो रास्ता तय हुआ है, वो रास्ते पे अपने आप को डाल दे और रास्ते पे चलना शुरू करें. कई सारे ऐसे लक्ष्य मोदी जी ने देश के सामने रखे हैं. आत्मनिर्भर भारत का लक्ष्य रखा है. ये देश दुनिया के सामने आत्मनिर्भर बनकर गौरव के साथ सीना चौड़ा कर सर ऊंचा कर क्यों नहीं जी सकता. अगर देश के युवा लग जाए, हमारे वैज्ञानिक लग जाए, हमारे टेक्नोक्रेट्स लग जाए, तो सारी चीजें संभव है. जो दुनिया में सब कुछ हो रहा है वो भारत में हो सकता है. ऐसे आत्मविश्वास के साथ आगे बढ़ने की हमने शुरुआत की.
As our nation celebrates the 75th year of independence, a series of events are being organized by the government as part of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. Let's listen to our special program Azadi Ka Safar, highlighting the importance of the day during the freedom struggle.
Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav.
Azadi Ka Safar with AIR News. India's glorious fight for freedom is one of the greatest struggles the modern world has ever witnessed. AIR News brings you a glimpse of the valiant struggle every day.
Mahatma Gandhi, an apostle of non-violence and preacher of truth, was born on 2nd of October 1869 in Gujarat. Gandhiji studied law at the University of Bombay for 1 year, then at the University College London, and was admitted to the Bar of England. He returned to Bombay and practiced law there for a year, then went to South Africa to work for an Indian firm in Natal. In 1906, Gandhiji for the first time organized a non-violent resistance against the Transvaal government's Registration Act. He was jailed on many occasions along with thousands of his supporters.
Back in India, Gandhi became active in the struggle for Indian independence. In 1918, Gandhiji opposed the increasing tax levied by the British during the devastating famine. He was arrested in Champaran in Bihar for organizing civil resistance.
He urged Indians to replace British goods with their own fabrics and goods.
On New Year's Eve, December the 31st, 1929, the Indian National Congress unfurled its flag of independence.
From March 12th to April 6th, 1930, Gandhiji made the famous Salt March to Dandi. The successful campaign led to the reaction of the British government and imprisonment of over 60,000 people for making or selling salt without a tax.
The British opened fire on the unarmed crowd and shot hundreds of demonstrators. Eventually, the British government, represented by Lord Irwin, signed the Gandhi-Irwin Pact in March 1931, agreeing to free all political prisoners.
Gandhiji campaigned to improve the lives of the so-called untouchables. His Quit India campaign led to mass arrests on an unprecedented scale of struggle. He was arrested in Bombay and was held for 2 years.
During his captivity, his wife, Kasturba, passed away, and his secretary, Mahadev Desai, also died.
India won independence in 1947, followed by partition of India. Gandhiji was pained by the clashes that happened after partition. On 30th of January 1948, Gandhiji was assassinated while on his way to a prayer meeting.
The ashes of Mahatma Gandhi were split in portions and sent to all states of India to be scattered in rivers.
Today marks the birth anniversary of another sterling personality of India, Lal Bahadur Shastri. Shastri was born on 2nd of October 1904 in Mughal Sarai. He had his education in Uttar Pradesh. Inspired by the Mahatma's call for students to withdraw from government schools and join the non-cooperation movement, Shastri withdrew from school the next day, actively participating in picketing and anti-government demonstrations.
He was soon arrested and jailed, but was then let off as he was still a minor. Among the first students of the new institution, Kashi Vidyapith, a nationalist institution, Shastri graduated with a first-class degree in philosophy and ethics in 1925. He was given the title Shastri, meaning scholar.
He was imprisoned several times during the freedom struggle.
Following India's independence, Shastri Ji became the Minister of Police and Transport in Uttar Pradesh. As the Transport Minister, he was the first to appoint women conductors.
Later, Shastri Ji was made Union Railways Minister in the first Cabinet of Republic India in 1952.
He also served as the Minister of Commerce and Home Minister.
After the demise of Jawaharlal Nehru, Lal Bahadur Shastri became the second Prime Minister of India. He promoted the White Revolution, a national campaign to increase the production and supply of milk, underlining the need to boost India's food production. Shastri also promoted the Green Revolution in India in 1965.
Shastri ji charged the entire nation with the same enthusiasm during the 1965 India-Pakistan War, just the way Gandhi had done during the national movement before independence.
While Gandhi's slogan was "Do or Die," Shastri proclaimed "Jai Jawan, Jai Kisan." Their philosophy was rooted in spirituality. They practiced what they preached.
That brings us to the end of this episode of Azadi Ka Safar, AIR News के संग. See you in the next episode tomorrow.
To commemorate the occasion of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav as a Jan Utsav, All India Radio News brings its listeners a special quiz on India's freedom movement and its glorious history. The quiz is being conducted every Monday and Tuesday in Morning News. Listeners can send their responses to the question over WhatsApp on 88265 46262 or through email on amritmahotsav@prasarbharati.gov.in.
In the program Spotlight, we are broadcasting a special series, Seva aur Samarpan, 20 Saal Sushasan Ke. Today the theme is Reimagining Disaster Management. It showcases Prime Minister Narendra Modi's sustained and concerted efforts to mitigate the effects of disasters. This special program can be heard tonight on FM Gold channel and additional frequencies from 9:15 p.m. onwards. Unique Identification Authority of India, UIDAI, has opened 55 Aadhaar Seva Kendras as part of its plan to open 166 standalone Aadhaar enrollment and update centers in 122 cities across the country. These are in addition to about 52,000 Aadhaar enrollment centers run by banks, post offices and state governments. These Aadhaar Seva Kendras, which are open on all days of the week, have so far catered to over 70 lakh residents, including Divyang persons. These centers are operational from 9 a.m. to 5:30 p.m.
India's COVID vaccination coverage has crossed the 90 crore mark. Health Minister Mansukh Mandavia informed this in a tweet. A total of 24,354 new cases were reported in the last 24 hours. Recovery rate currently is at 97.86%, which is the highest since March last year. The Bihar government today launched a mega vaccination drive to vaccinate 35 lakh people against coronavirus on the occasion of Gandhi Jayanti. Health Minister Mangal Pandey said 15,000 vaccination centers have been set up for the purpose. He said more than 5 crore 44 lakh 42,000 doses have already been administered in the state.
In women's cricket, India declared their first innings at 377 runs for 8 wickets after consolidating first innings on the third day of the first pink ball day and night one-off test match being played between India and Australia women at the Carrara Oval in Queenslandon, Australia today. Australian were 56 for the loss of 1 wicket when the reports last came in. In IPL, Mumbai Indians will take on Delhi Capitals in Sharjah at 3:30 p.m. Indian time. In another match, Rajasthan Royals will face Chennai Super Kings in Abu Dhabi at 7:30 p.m. Last night, Punjab Kings defeated Kolkata Knight Riders by 5 wickets in Dubai.
And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi says Jal Jeevan Mission is a movement to empower women and rural India with active participation from everyone. Virtually launches Rashtriya Jal Jeevan Kosh and Jal Jeevan Mission mobile application. Prime Minister reiterates his government's commitment to empower small farmers in every way, stresses on need to make every youngster of the country self-reliant. Nation pays homage to father of the nation Mahatma Gandhi and former Prime Minister Lal Bahadur Shastri on their birth anniversary today. Home Minister Amit Shah flags off 7,500-kilometer long car rally by National Security Guards as part of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. UIDAI makes operational 55 Aadhaar enrollment and update centers across the country. India's COVID vaccination coverage crosses 90 crore mark, recovery rate at 97.86%. Bihar government to vaccinate 35 lakh people against coronavirus on occasion of Gandhi Jayanti. In women's cricket, India declares their first innings at 377 for 8 against Australia on third day of one-off test match in Queensland. And with that, we end the midday news.